Good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR Today for Friday morning, April 15th, 2022. The man they call Meathead, the man referred to as Matthew Thomas, the M.O.T.S. Hey, the Matthew of the ticket security, have you got your taxes done yet?
Oh yeah, I got those. At least I think I did. What year am I supposed to have them done for?
Well, the 2021 taxes are supposed to be done, I thought, April 15th, 2022.
Oh yeah. No, I got them done. Did them myself. I've gotten so good at doing my taxes. At least I think I have that. I actually did them like during commercials on a TV show or something. Like it took me
I
like
think
10
they're due
minutes.
actually Monday, to
Oh,
be honest with you. But
I'm one of those. I'm one of those e-filers.
gotcha. I think I'm going to have to e-file with somebody else. And to be honest, I'm going to have to file an extension. I haven't done mine yet.
Ooh, hey. Well, you know what? I'm sure there are plenty of listeners there that are CPAs. So any listeners out there that are CPAs that want to do the man they call Meathead's taxes, you just
Right. I've got some odd deductions that we need to talk about.
you get any credits? Did you put up a windmill this year? Like every year when I do my taxes, I realized the things that I said I was going to do the previous year that I haven't done, like putting a windmill up and installing solar panels on that windmill, so the windmill.
You're talking about windmill cookies, right? Those little really disgusting cookies that come in the shape of a windmill.
Oh, I think so. Oh, and I get windmills and wind socks mixed up too. So,
gotcha.
yeah, I'm not sure which one. I think it's the windmill, not the wind sock.
Well, I've worn a wind sock before when it's gotten late at night, and I brought a lady, caller home. So
You, you brought a lady a wind sock. That's mighty nice of you. Did you get a tax deduction for that?
I'm gonna try to. So any CPAs in the house, hit me up at the man they call Meathead. The man they call Meathead on Instagram, WCW Meathead on Twitter, the man they call Meathead on Facebook, and we're on YouTube, we're on the iTunes, we're on the Spreaker, we're on the Spotify, we're wherever you're podcasting. Make sure you hit us up. Matthew, let's talk about the sponsor before we get into this morning's news.
See, businesses, they have to pay taxes like quarterly. So I know somebody who's always up to date on their taxes. It's Collar and Elbow Brand, available exclusively at collarandelbowbrand.com. Enter promo code LINDAKay, LINDAKAY, and it's like you get yourself a 10% refund.
Oh, 10-4. All right. It's not W2, but 10-4. Fair enough. Yeah, we're rolling already this morning. Let's talk AEW news from Wednesday night. Viewership down. Their lowest viewership and key demo ratings since early March. Last Wednesday night's Dynamite drew 977,000 viewers. They fell below 1 million. That's down 1.2 from last week's episode, which was 989. This week's Dynamite drew a 0.37 rating in the key 18 to 49 demographic. That is down 2.6 from last week's 0.38. They also represent a drop of 486,000 viewers, which is down 2.1%. Matthew, the first thing I said to you kind of off air, and I thought I was being funny, but I'm being serious a little bit at the same time. Maybe they should start talking, because Tony said we're going to do a lot less talking. We're going to do a lot more wrestling. Maybe we need a little bit more sports entertainment.
It's possible, but to their credit, they've kind of backloaded the week. I mean, you've got your championship Texas death match on Friday.
Coming up tonight, right?
Yeah. You are going into a week where you've got a championship match the end of the week, and I think you still might be catching kind of people in between the cracks, so to speak, that don't have the familiarity with Ring of Honor. I mean, it was headlined by a Ring of Honor TV title match, and as much as people kind of assume that AEW fans know who everybody is and all of the independent scenes and all the promotions, you are headlining with a title match that's not technically a title in your company. So there are a lot of different things going on this week for AEW.
You're asking us to stretch out what we know. I mean, we're all learning AEW over the last 3 years, and now you're asking us to stretch out the Ring of Honor. Again, it's Tony using his platform, which I understand, using his platform to get us familiar with the Ring of Honor product, because at some point, and he told us there's a major announcement, and by the way, I'm calling it now. There's got to be a slowdown on these major announcements, because he's starting to turn into Tony Carter, or excuse me, Dixie Khan.
Dixie Khan.
Yeah.
He was in the second Star Trek, right?
Yes. Wrath of Dixie Khan. Khan! Sorry. I think we need to slow down on the major announcements. But, I mean, I believe this major announcement is going to be Ring of Honor television.
Wait a minute. So there's another major announcement coming up. When's this?
This coming Wednesday.
Ooh, interesting. Huh. Or, I mean, stuff got really officially announced last week or a week before with the whole Discovery deal, right? Do we have anything about a streaming service at this point?
Oh, I would love a streaming service because boy, oh boy, will that increase viewership at pay-per-views. Now, it may kill their money that's coming in, through the traditional pay-per-view, revenue.
Yeah.
But, with them having a deal with Discovery/HBO, maybe they do finally get that pay-per-view/streaming app and start selling subscriptions to HBO Max.
Yeah, and I'm quite personally one of my, if not my favorite streaming service right now. HBO
This Monday.
Max, so.
Look what's coming out this Monday.
Yeah.
It was just in theaters 4 months ago. And this Monday, we're going to find out about The Batman.
Exactly. And just I've been really, really impressed with the content from all of their original stuff to
Do you really
movie
want to? Do
library.
you really want to taste
Oh,
that?
my goodness. This is it's a nice little plug for HBO Max.
It is a nice little plug for HBO Max because the ratings for Dynamite this last Wednesday were not really good. So let's try to get the viewership up. All right. Let's also talk about Dynamite from Wednesday night, which leads into tonight's. And we're talking about it first, Rampage, because it starts at 7 Eastern, 6 Central.
5 Mountain.
Good. 5 Mountain, 4 Pacific. You could still be in rush hour traffic in LA, and they could be bleeding on TV. Adam Page, Adam Cole, in a Texas death match for the world title.
So somebody told me today that there's actually a little thing I can use to override so I can display video in my car on my little screen. So I need to do a little bit of dig. Of course, I just do it when I was stopped or, parked or.
So you want to use your display in the car as a video screen, and you want to start streaming TV on your.
You can bypass it. It can be done. Somebody told me it can be done. So
I think I need you to tell me how to do that. I think we need to tell Linda Kay how to do that so she can keep up on all the wrestling action on her trips, down to Louisville.
Hey, commuters, we are not recommending watching video products while you're driving your car. Just a PSA there.
Even though they're playing behind your head on just about every car that's around and in your headrest. There's a video literally stuck to the back of your head that your kids are watching, but you can't watch.
I mean, I guess you could watch it with a mirror, although everything would be in reverse. However, if you reverse the video initially, then it would be playing in the right way in the mirror. But hey, wait a minute, you're looking at it through a rearview mirror. So which way would you need to reverse the regular mirror? I'm not sure.
I think you'd have to drive backwards for it to work. Have you ever seen the new Vacation movie that came out with Ed Helms and Christina Applegate?
No, it's one of those that I've been meaning to watch and just never got around.
Funnier than it should be.
Really?
I mean, it was actually pretty funny, but the car they get drives in reverse and it just spins around. You can't tell what the front is or the back is. It's actually pretty funny.
Oh, that's great.
All right, let's talk about it. Rampage tonight. Again, Hangman Adam Page and Adam Cole for the AEW World Title in a Texas death match. Matthew Thomas.
Yeah, it's going to be probably pretty gruesome. I think Hangman retains here. Although I could be wrong, man. I mean, initially when these two met, there was no doubt in my mind Hangman was, retaining. Whenever anybody hangs around the title picture, no pun intended, long, I get a little bit suspicious. So, yeah, I think Hangman wins here, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, but then again, we've got Punk sniffing around that title picture. And they could very well have a Punk title run at some point in AEW. So is Punk in the mix with Hangman, or is he in the mix with Cole? This is one of those that I think I can call it. I think I can call it Page, but I'm not 100% sure.
We've also got a Owen Hart Cup qualifier match going to be happening tonight as well. The Blackpool Combat Club is taking on the Gun Club. There was a really unique stat that came out on Wednesday. It said the Gun Club in trios are 24-0.
Interesting. Yeah, that's the cool thing with AEW and their win-loss records. Yeah, it's not something you necessarily have to hang on your sleeve every week. You don't.
But it adds intrigue to this match.
It does. It does add intrigue to it, and I'm really interested in watching these groups of three guys work together. I'm really interested in seeing Billy work with Danielson.
Moxley. Yeah, Moxley and Danielson. because it's going to be Wheeler Yuta, John Moxley, and Bryan Danielson taking on the Ass Boys and Papa Gunn.
This will be fun.
Papa Ass.
Papa Ass.
Yeah, who loves his nice popcorn, by the way. Thank you, David, the Popcorn Night Hero. There's pictures out there on the internet of Billy falling asleep eating the Milwaukee mix.
Did he? Is that the one with the cashews in it?
No, that's the caramel corn. The caramel corn was amazing. Oh
What's
my
in
God.
What's in the Milwaukee mix?
I don't know. We're going to have to reach out to the Popcorn Night and have him explain it to us.
Is there a cheese curd in there?
No, but the cheddar popcorn is a huge hit in Milwaukee.
Interesting.
Let's talk about Battle of the Belts tomorrow night, and then we'll get into some WWE. And of course, I closed my tab now. But Battle of the Belts, it's unique, all right? So it's going to be taped tonight after a live Rampage. We're going to have Ring of Honor Championship defendant. Jonathan Gresham is taking on, and I had his name in front of me, and I lost it.
Yeah, well,
it's the dude with the flamboyant, right? What was his name? I apologize. I had it right in front of me.
Yeah, the flamboyant guy. Hey, you said you closed your tab. Are you at a bar?
Yes, I closed my tab. Go ahead and continue to ask me while I pull up this information.
Yeah, so it's a Ring of Honor title match, and Meathead is in the process of trying to refresh both of our memories as to who the flamboyant guy is he's wrestling. That's the problem. When you have 3 AEW shows in a week, man, it overloads our memory banks.
And I apologize to Dalton Castle, because Dalton Castle is a huge star. The name was on the tip of my tongue and I forgot it. So Jonathan Gresham taking on Dalton Castle for the Ring of Honor Championship. We also will have the TNT Championship defended. Scorpio Sky one-on-one one more time with Sammy Guevara. And then the Women's Championship defended. This is Thunder Rosa's first defense, I believe. And it's going to be against Nyla Rose, who made her a cake last Wednesday and baked her a cake. But it's because she had the shortest title reign ever, is what she said.
Yeah, I don't know how cakes got to be like the birthday thing. I'm much more of a pie fan.
I love me some pie. You should ask everybody in Cudahy how much I love some pie.
Yeah. It's just I feel like, with a cake, I don't dislike a cake, but you've got so much like air and fluffiness, I feel like with a pie, man, it's just main course, main event down to business from the start.
So you're saying you want to get down to business on the pie, is what you're saying?
Yeah. You know what? Back when I was in elementary school and we used to have like these fall festivals and stuff, they would have pie walks, and it was kind of like musical chairs, except you paid money and you walked around in like on these numbers, and when they said stop, they drew a number, and if you were standing on the right number, you won a pie.
Was it Yakety Sax playing in the background?
It might have been, but one year I remember I actually went like 2 for 2 on a pecan and a chocolate pie. Now, pecan's my favorite type of pie, but chocolate pie was not bad.
I've got other jokes that I could do, and I'm going to leave them be.
Yeah, I mean, I take an apple pie here and there, but like normally, like if I'm going to eat fruit, I want to eat fruit. If I'm going to eat pie, I want to eat pie. So yeah, that was my 2: chocolate pie and pecan pie. Of course, is my favorite, and some more pie.
Fair enough. All right. Well, tonight we got the continuation of Charlotte and Ronda. Is Charlotte going to be made to accept her challenge for it was last woman standing, or was it a Falls Count Anywhere? I think it was a last woman standing match.
Yeah. Was it I Quit?
It was an I Quit. That's what
I Quit. Yeah. Yeah. No. I know you and Linda talked about it the other day, and I can't remember if it's your original idea or if it was my idea that you took from me. But let's go back to LA Knight being the mouthpiece for Ronda. I like that. I like that. Possible. I think that. Yeah. I just we're in. Last week you saw something that you don't traditionally see, and that is the in-ring interviewer interviewing Ronda. So they tried to do something different than just a straight ahead Ronda promo. It still didn't work for me. I think that in order for us to consistently have Ronda in the mix, there needs to be that additional sports entertainment element to it. And when Ronda initially came in, the name alone did it. She didn't have to say anything. The fact that it's Ronda Rousey and the WWE was all you needed. This is the second run. And if we're going to tell some stories, we've got to have something in addition to just the Ronda Rousey name. And I think you're at a very interesting point with where they go to next with Ronda as a character.
It needs help. The story itself, it needs a lot of help. And this is nothing against the talents as far as their in-ring work, but Ronda needs help on the microphone, getting people to believe or buy into her. Because right now, here's how it works with Ronda Rousey. Doon, doon, don't she comes out, does a power walk while she smiles, kisses a baby, shakes a hand, and then her face changes. It's like that whole gimmick where you take your hand and run it down your face and go,
Do you know where I think she was most effective? Was towards the end of the last run, where, I mean, there was seemingly some real talk.
She's a robot, to be honest.
Well, I think a heel Ronda where she's better than the business. And she's Ronda. She came from UFC. This is that wrestling promotion. I can run all over these wrestlers. Sure. You know what? You want to come there and talk.
You mean where she was wrestling week after week instead of just coming out and talking? Because she hasn't wrestled since WrestleMania.
And, that towards the end of that, her first run, where she kind of seemed like she was better than the business, get on the mic and talk about how, hey, I'm a real fighter. I don't have to get on this mic and, give this 5 minutes. Get her on the mic and start running down the process of promos. Get her to start running down the business. I think that is where she's most effective. And I think there's a sense of believability in it because, I think that's kind of, it seemed like the attitude that she had towards the end of her last run.
Yeah, that was working. And that was where she went into the triple threat, right? With Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a different story altogether when that bell rings. I mean, I think even though it's much more of an MMA and striking style, I think she's very, very effective in ring. I just don't think that what we got in the build up to her in Charlotte Mania and what we're getting into Backlash is necessarily doing her or the other storyline any favors.
No, it's not doing anybody any favors. And Charlotte has tried to carry on the microphone this feud that's going on, and she's struggling too because you have to have give and take. You can't be the only one that's consistently carrying it over and over. Well, let me take that back. You can. I mean, I go back to Jericho carrying the feud between him and Malenko when Malenko wasn't even on TV, and Jericho carried that entire feud. But normally, you got to have a give and take. A person says something, you react to that something, and you counter with that something, and then they come back with something else. It's a hard sell for me. It really is.
In the other thing too, she's not going to wrestle on a weekly basis. I mean, I think Ronda might be better utilized, like not this last run of Brock, but like we got to see Brock in the past, where he's got a pay-per-view match, but you're not going to see him in ring each week cutting a promo. It's still a special thing. So I think there's a little bit of oversaturation with Ronda right now.
So are we saying we need Ronda Rousey on a farm?
Yeah, we need Farmer Ronda.
Okay. Well, we'll keep that in mind, folks. We are making our way to the end of the program here. Matthew, that's the end of the week. We've got a lot of stuff coming up in the next few weeks. Again, the PWR Fantasy Draft for the 21-22 season is over. Matthew Thomas won. But we're going to continue on. And go ahead, Matthew.
No, that was just a cackle.
It was a cackle. The winner of the 21-22 season draft was the man they referred to as Matthew Thomas, who... he made the moves at the end, but we are going to move on to the 22-23 season. We're still working on a host. We're trying to whisper in the ear of the cause, but we'll see what happens there. But my strategy has already been worked out. I've been talking to the accounting firm of Dewey, Cheatham & Howe.
I do want to clarify for those not familiar with the program or former incarnations of PWR show. You're talking about Frank Cosentino. You're not talking about Bill Cosby.
No, there is no pudding involved in the PWR.
Okay.
And no drugs or any of that other stuff.
Just making sure.
So for Matthew Thomas, for Linda Kay, I'm the man they call me today. Hey, thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you guys Monday morning. So long, everyone.